Don't you have any idea, Aunt Amy?
Philip, your father would be very upset if he heard you talking this way.
Okay. I'll go see if he's in bed. He's in bed and the door is closed.
Philip, no matter how he acts at times, your father loves you very much. You must know that.
I know I used to when I was a kid. Just up until a couple years ago, we used to have great times together.
I remember.
He taught me everything I know about football, about basketball, too. Maybe I just didn't measure up to what he expected me to be.
Measure up?
Well, yeah. He used to be a big professional football player. I guess he expected me to be on the high school all-star team.
Oh, no, Philip, it isn't that at all.
And what is it? What's made him change towards me?
Did it ever occur to you that maybe he thinks you've changed toward him?
Me?
Well, there was a time when your father was your whole life. I mean, he was your one and only hero. That isn't so anymore.
And Amy, I'm growing up.
Of course you are, and it's the most natural thing in the world. But it's also natural for some parents to have difficulty in accepting that fact. And then it's up to the children to be a little tolerant and understanding.
Yeah. Maybe it could just be that. Maybe it could.
Dr. Martin. I know you did a wet reading on these x-rays, but I thought you might like to have them up here on file while you're treating the patient.
And you went down to emergency to get them?
Well, yes.
There wasn't anyone else in the entire hospital get them?
Everybody's been terribly, terribly busy.
And most of all you. Now, Ruth, I want you to go home now and get some rest yourself.
I'll be leaving in just a few minutes.
Now, why not now? Everything's under control now.
I know that, but, there's a patient in 412 who's due for some medication in about 10 minutes. He's been a little resistant, and I thought maybe I'd like to try to give it to him myself.
That's that 18-year-old boy.
Yeah.
Oh, well. If it were a 17-year-old girl, I suppose I'd be identifying her with Tara.
Joe, do you think that all parents do that?
I think parents are doomed to worry about their children. And right now, I don't want you worrying about anything. I want you to have a cup of coffee and sit down while you're waiting to give medication.
Oh, no, I've got to...
You don't have to do anything. Miss Sloan is here. 3 student nurses have just come on duty. So you have nothing to do for the next 10 minutes.
All right. Thank you, Doctor. Joe, I hope... Listen, I shouldn't have talked the way I did earlier this evening about Ted and Philip.
For heaven's sake, why not?
Because I should keep those problems to myself.
Well, Ruth, I hoped that we were friends.
Well, Joe, we are.
Well, why don't you let me act like a friend?
Well, you do that anyway.
Well, not as much as I'd like to. Well, anyway, you know, since your son and my daughter are talking about marriage all the time, I feel a vested interest in your family.
I guess that's true enough. I guess we should start worrying about the possibility of their marrying too soon.
No, I told you, I think that they ought to be allowed to live their own lives and make their own decisions.
I know. Joe, my concern is that Philip is thinking of enlisting and even of marrying Tara, primarily to get away from his own home.
Yes.
Listen, you have a son who's older than Philip. Have you ever had trouble or difficulty communicating with him?
Oh, Ruth, I think that's a stage every father and son go through.
but not as severe as Ted's and Philip's.
Oh, sometimes much worse.
I don't want to give you the impression that Philip isn't the only one who's suffering, you know. I know that Ted yearns for the relationship that they used to have. I just don't understand why it all changed so suddenly.
That's easy, Ruth. Philip grew up. Every father's a hero to his little boy, but not to his teenage son. That's human nature.
But Ted doesn't realize that, or at least he can't accept it. He's hurt. He's hurt by what he thinks is Philip's rejecting of him, and I suppose that's why he turns around and rejects him in return. And that is what is going to drive Philip right out of his own home. Well, he just has to adjust to the fact that you're a young man now. It's a normal reaction.
Is it normal for him to be suspicious of the young man?
I bet you'd find it in more homes than would care to admit. But, honey, he would just be compounding the problem if you enlisted in the Army.
You want me to be honest with you, Aunt, just as you've always been honest with me?
Of course.
I may get drafted anyway. Everything's just so up in the air. It seems to me I might as well go on and get the whole thing over with.
Philip, you have told me that you wanted to study ecology in college.
Yeah, I would.
Well, that's such a wonderful thing for a young man to go into today. Such a wonderful field. To improve man's environment. I mean, it would be just doing so much good.
I can study it when I come back. Okay, if I come back.
Oh, Philip.
Well, I'm not going to make up my mind yet. Tara and I have to talk about it some more.
Does Tara want you to do this?
Tara's left it up to me.
And I should do the same, right?
It is my life, Aunt Amy.
I know. I know, honey. And here I am, making you talk to me when you'd rather be with Tara.
No, I have to stay with my dad anyway. Mom's at the hospital.
No. I'll stay here. I'm not expecting your Uncle Ink for about another hour, so why don't you just run over, say hello to Tara, at least.
You mean it?
Of course I mean it. Now go ahead.
Aunt Amy, you're fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
I'll let you in this house, Eileen Riley Siegel, the way you've neglected us.
Oh, Katie, I'm really sorry. I've been meaning to come over for months.
Well, you know where the road that is paved with good intentions leads to.
Yeah, you sound just like my mother.
Well, that's understandable. She was my best friend. Sit down now. I want to hear all about David.
Oh, he's wonderful as usual. He's down in the valley tonight, seeing a client about his will.
Oh, so that's what brought you across the river.
Well, that's how I got the free ride. But I really came over here to see you and your family.
Well, I'm sorry, Eileen. There's nobody here at the moment but Tara.
Granny, I thought I heard...
Mrs. Siegel, dear.
Hi, nice to see you.
Oh, Tara, you're just as pretty as ever.
Thank you. How are Julie and Tim?
Oh, wonderful, just wonderful. Listen, you'll all have to get together sometime, with still going with that Brent boy?
Don't get her started on that.
Yes, I am, thank you.
She probably thought it was he at the door.
Well, I should have known better. He's staying with his father. And I have this book report to finish, so if you will excuse me, I'll...
Of course.
Oh, listen, would you tell Julie I'll give her a call? Maybe we could go to the movies on Saturday.
Wonderful.
Okay, bye. Nice
Bye, honey. Oh, Kate, she's the picture of her mother.
Isn't she? And she's just as sweet.
Helen's been gone now for what? It's over 2 years, isn't it?
2 years in October.
Do you think Joe is glad that he came back to the valley?
Well, he's happy in his work at the hospital, but he's not on the verge of remarrying, if that's what you mean.
He said such a wonderful man. Not to mention how handsome he is.
Well, and he's just the kind who should be married, and I told him so.
I'm sure you have.
I've already picked out the girl.
Yeah? Who?
Ann Tyler.
Of course. There she is working in New York trying to become a career woman, which isn't what she wants at all.
No, well, she had that very unhappy marriage some time ago, you know. But she's the very kind who could appreciate Joseph.
How's it going?
Well, he takes her out now and again, and, of course, she and Tara get along like a house afire, but, you know, I don't see that spark in his eye when he looks at her yet.
Oh, now, Kate, honey, you have to give things like that a little time, you know.
I
mean,
know.
Joe was so much in love with Helen. Well, you just can't push things like that.
But, Eileen, you can't live with the past either. So I keep hoping, you know.
Hello, Kate.
Oh, speak of the angel.
Eileen Spiegel, what a pleasant surprise.
Oh, Joe, how nice to see you. Dave was over here on business, so I just couldn't resist coming and paying a visit to the Martins.
Good. I'm glad you did.
I thought I was going to miss you. Hey, listen, you work this late every night?
No. What happened was there was a bad accident on the turnpike.
Yes, I know. Dave and I heard about it on the radio.
Oh, you must be exhausted and frozen. Say, what do you say? I get to make some hot chocolate for all of us, huh?
Well, it sounds very good, Kate.
Hey, Katie, can I come and help you?
Oh, no. You just stay right here and visit with Joseph.
Joe, were there many casualties?
Yes, there were 3 DOAs and about 5 more who were in pretty critical condition.
All of them were pretty young, too, weren't they?
3 of them were teenagers.
Every time I think about our twins going out on that expressway at night, I tell you, I'm just a wreck till they get home.
Yes, Ruth and I were talking about the same thing this afternoon.
Ruth?
Ruth Brent. She's a nurse at Valley. You know Ruth Brent, don't you?
Oh, of course I do. As a matter of fact, I was just talking about her son to your daughter. From what Katie tells me, Tara and Ruth's son are very interested in each other.
Yes, they make quite a twosome.
Oh, goodness. Think you're going to lose her soon, Joe?
Well, someday, inevitably.
Yeah, that's what Dave is always telling me, too, about our two, you know. Oh, listen, Joe. Dave and I'd just love to get together with you sometime, you know, with you and someone. You know, have you over to the house for dinner some evening?
Oh, that'd be very nice.
I'm sure there's someone you know that you'd like to bring.
Oh, you mean a date?
Yeah, maybe you'd like to bring Ann Tyler.
Yes, that would be very nice.
She's a lovely person, Joe.
Who? Ann?
Well, that's whom we were talking about, isn't it?
Yes, of course. Yes. Yeah, Ann's a very charming girl.
Well, she's hardly a girl anymore, Joe.
No, I suppose not. Eileen, you've known Ruth Brent for a long time, haven't you?
Oh, sure. Ruth and Amy Parker and I grew up at the same time. Of course, we lived in different sections of the city, but we used to run into each other at, big sporting events and citywide school things like that. Of course, I haven't seen them in years, but I've kept up with Amy through the society page. You know, she married into the Tyler family and all.
You remember my wife, Helen, don't you?
Of course I do, Joe. Matter of fact, Kate and I were just talking about her.
Well, Tara said something a couple of weeks ago that she reminded her a great deal of Helen. That's true, don't you think?
Amy Tyler reminded...
No, Ruth Brent.
Oh.
I mean, they have the same warmth and friendliness, don't you think?
Well, I don't know, Joe. I really hadn't given it much thought.
No, of course you haven't. Well, it's really not important. I think I'll go out and I'll help Kate with that tray of hot chocolate. I'll be right back.
You mean you told Philip that he could go and visit Tara? Well, Ted's asleep, and he'll be back in an hour. You don't really mind, do you?
No, I suppose not, really.
I wanted a chance to talk to you anyway. If you only knew how upset Philip was when I arrived here this evening.
What happened?
Well, apparently Erica Kane stopped by, furious that Philip and Tara had made up.
Well, you know, everybody knows that she's been trying to come between them.
Yes, everybody but your husband, who accused Philip of, well, you can imagine.
Amy, I really don't know what else to do.
I tried to tell Philip that his father just hasn't recognized the fact that he's growing up.
It was funny. Joe Martin was saying just that tonight. He said that it's a phase that he thinks that will pass.
You talked to Joe about Phil and Ted?
But, I mean, he is Tara's father.
Yes. Well, even if it is a phase, by the time it's over, I'm afraid Philip's life may be ruined.
Hey, that was quick.
Yeah, Granny made it when Mrs. Siegel was here earlier. There's still some left. Still didn't answer my question.
Which was?
You were sort of lost in thought when I came in. What about?
Maybe I was trying to be one of your grandmother's gypsies. Read the future in the flames.
Right now, I'm very happy with the present. Aren't you?
I'd like it if we could make time stand still for a while.
So would I.
But I guess even the gypsies can't do that.
Well, Phil, if you went to college, maybe you could get a student deferment.
If I'm not drafted before then. But even if that did work, Tara, I'd have to live at home because the folks can't afford to send me out. And I just don't know if I can do that. Tara?
Yes?
We haven't talked about it since... Well, I'm not sure if you still feel like you did before.
About us? I'll never change, Phil. You know that.
But I mean, if I did enlist...
I'd want us to be married.
You're sure?
I'm sure that I want to be with you wherever you go. But I want you to be sure that you're doing what you want to do. I know you planned on going to college, but I'm scared for you that you'll make the wrong decision.
Well, I'm not going to make any decision tonight.
Okay.
Hey, I've got to get the car back to Aunt Amy. Call you in the morning?
And don't forget to thank your Aunt Amy.
I will.
Oh, are you leaving already, Phil?
Yes, sir. I have to get the car back to Aunt Amy. She's at our house still.
Oh, give her my regards.
I guess Mom's home by now?
Yeah, she should be. Look, you see that she goes to bed early and gets a good night's sleep.
Yeah, I'll try, Doctor. Good night, sir.
Good night, Phil.
Good night, Tara.
Bye.
Well, it's a wonderful world again, huh?
Daddy, don't tease me.
I'm not. I'm being perfectly serious. While you two were on the outs, you were a very miserable young lady. But I'm glad to see that God's in his heaven and all's right with the world.
Well, not completely.
Oh, why not?
Dad, how well do you know Phil's father?
Well, you know, I've seen him a couple of times about his back.
He doesn't seem to dig Phil at all. He just doesn't seem to trust him.
Yes, I'm sorry about that, Duchess.
But you're not surprised. Does Mrs. Brent ever talk to you about it?
Why do you think she would do that?
Well, you're good friends, aren't you?
Well, I hope so. After all, we work together every day.
She seems really different from Mr. Brent.
Yes.
I think she has to put up with a lot that, like Phil does from him.
Well, you've got to realize that Mr. Brent has had a lot of disappointments in his life. He's a very frustrated man.
Well, there's no reason for him to take his frustrations out on Phil and on Mrs. Brent. You wouldn't do that.
Oh. Well, I hope I wouldn't, but you never know how you're going to act until you're in a given situation.
Look, you wouldn't act like that. I know it. And I really don't see how she can put up with it.
Oh, Tara, now, don't talk.
All right, I'm sorry, but it just doesn't seem fair to me at all.
Well, you're going to have to learn that life isn't always fair.
Well, that sure is true. I mean, as much as you and Mother loved each other and everything, and then she had to die. And then you see this really wonderful person
All right,
like Phil.
Tara, stop.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, but if she's your friend, well, you must feel badly for her, don't you?
Well, I also know I must not overstep the bounds of friendship.
You're right. I guess you are always right. But, Daddy, what's going to happen? I mean, what is going to happen?
I don't know, Duchess. I really don't know.